Today I'm finally here with my spread from the week we won MLS Cup. I don't know why. I've just had a months-long mental block about this spread needing to be perfect, when it's literally not even that serious because it's just stickers. But anyway, this spread is unhinged even by my standards. You'll see when we get to the day by day that I abandoned the functional boxes from the kit and just used Champagne Light's label samplers. But we won freaking MLS Cup, so I needed it to sparkle to the gods. Okay, so just a quick rundown. The kit is Biggest Fan from SPC. The amazing custom crew underlays are from Kristanne's planner. I also got a bunch of custom quote overlays from her as well. I won't get into all of it because it's obviously just very specific crew things, but you already know I absolutely had to use that Vive la Crevolution quote box. That was a non-negotiable. And we just signed another French guy, so it really do be a crevolution on this team right now. Anyway, the scripts are also from Kristanne, and then the rest of the foil is Alicia craft. So anyway, that was just a really special week, and I will never get over it, and it still doesn't even feel real. Like, we got a new coach, and it was supposed to be a rebuilding year, and we thought we'd be lucky to even make the playoffs, and then we won the whole damn thing. Like, our coach is literally the real-life Ted Lasso, and he's just injected this infectious joy and love of the game back into the team that the previous coach had just completely sucked out. Like, the crew is just so fucking fun to watch right now, even when the results aren't going our way, just because of his style of play. And the way he develops these players is just unreal. Like, the guy, Yao Yaboa, who scored the cup-winning goal, is someone who was fully written off by the previous coach and given no minutes. And it's unreal the way Wilfried Nancy develops these players. Like, I am so grateful to be living through this era. Not to be dramatic. I'm so sad we didn't get to go to the final, though. There was just a whole fiasco with the tickets because MLS was on some bullshit. And, like, resale tickets would have been, like, $2,000 for my dad and me to go. So that was unfortunate. But it was the first time they won a cup in front of a home crowd because 2008 was still held at a neutral site, and 2020 was COVID, so the capacity was like 1,000 people, so it was really special, and I regret just not doing like afterpay or something, but whatever, it is what it is. We ended up going to the watch party at the Commons and still had a really fun time anyway. But yeah, I was just in the best mood of my life the entire week. It was just surreal. Like, you guys have heard me talk about Hell is Real many times, and for the first time, the Eastern Conference Final ended up being a Hell is Real matchup. And let me tell you, I've been watching soccer since, I don't know, like birth, and this was one of the spiciest, best matches I've ever watched. Cincinnati was up 2-0 until the 75th minute, then we pulled one back, then we equalized in the 85th minute, and it went to extra time, and we scored the game winner very late into extra time, and won the conference final, knocked our biggest rivals out of the playoffs, and then raised a trophy in their house. It was absolute scenes at the watch party. It was insane. I will truly never forget it. It was so good. It was so fun. Anyway, that was enough yapping. Let's move on to the day by day. Why am I saying that as if I'm not going to continue yapping for like the next 10 minutes? Anyway, Monday, I placed a supporter supply order because they released crew ugly Christmas sweaters. So, like, obviously, I needed it immediately. And then I ran to Blick because I needed to restock on some paint. And then while I was out and about, I got Tim Hortons. And then I worked. And then I was in my Superstore era at that time. So I watched a bunch of episodes of that after work. And then tickets for the Cup went on sale on Tuesday, and it was just a huge fiasco. Basically, even though it was a home match for us, since it was the Cup final, it was an MLS sponsored event, not a crew sponsored event, and trying to get tickets was just a whole thing because MLS released tickets to corporate sponsors early, and there was no limit, so they got all of them. So crew fans couldn't get any. It was so frustrating. So after that, I worked, and then after work, I had a YouTube binge and watched the Squid Game reality show, which was so good. I need another season of that immediately. So Wednesday was a continuation of Ticketgate. Basically, the crew front office did everything they could to get those tickets back for us so actual crew fans could go. But then season ticket holders, of course, got first dibs, and then there was just nothing left for non-season ticket holders. So that was a bummer, but it is what it is. So I had to get up super early to try to get tickets. So after that, I went to Dunkin' and painted a little because I still had so much time left before I had to work. And then after work, I just read a little bit. Then Thursday, I had to run to PetSmart and again, just got Timmy's while I was out. And then I worked and had some kind of training at work that day. And then I read and watched more IRL Squid Game. Then Friday, my ass was back at Timmy's. And then I went to Walmart to get a camping chair because for some reason, mine was in my brother's car and he was away at school at the time, so I couldn't just go grab it. And like I needed one since we were watching the Cup at the Commons because it was December, so I was really not trying to have to sit on the ground. And then it ended up raining the entire time, so I'm very glad that I ended up biting the bullet and getting another chair. And then I worked and did some laundry after work, and then I read some more, and then I was just in my feels about the crew all night long. LOL. And then Saturday was 343 day. And when I realized MLS Cup was 343 day, it was game over. I knew we were winning it all. It was just too serendipitous. Basically, 343 was Sarah's and my dorm room number sophomore year of college, and it's become a symbol of our friendship. Like, we both have 343 tattoos. It's a whole thing. So I had to mark that in the planner. Then it was MLS Cup time, and we won 2-1. It was beautiful, truly a time to be alive. So anyway, obviously I was just significantly emotionally unwell the rest of the day. Still am, if we're being honest. But we went to Roosters after, and then Swenson's because I needed this celebratory mint whip. Like, I needed air. Ugh, it's so good. It's basically like a minty ginger ale ice cream soda. It sounds gross, but it's the domiest drink of all domi drinks, and it's so good. I could drink a gallon of it in one go. So anyway, after that, I just spent the entire night watching highlights, watching everyone's stories, shooting the shit with other crew fans. Like, I don't know, it was just such a special night with like the whole Save the Crew thing, and then winning 2 MLS Cups since we saved the crew. Like, I don't know. I'm just very sappy about all of it because, like, the crew shouldn't even exist anymore, and we've won 2 MLS Cups since we saved it. And, like, I just can't handle it. So, yeah, anyway, there was just no shot, no scenario in which I was getting a wink of sleep that night. So, an all-nighter was definitely pulled. Then Sunday, I went over to my friend Michelle's house to deliver her wedding present. It was custom, and based on one of their wedding pictures. So it was like a month late. So oops, that was on me, my bad. But they really loved it, so that's good. So I hung out with her and her husband, and we went to Pierogi Mountain. And we've only been there once, and it was a full jump scare, fever dream, trauma experience. So we never went back. That story is like very, very deep in our lore. And it's very much a you had to be there scenario. But yeah, so we just never went back. And then we saw that they had a new location though. So we tried it out and it was pretty good. And then the fam and I went to Dunkin' to get hot chocolates and drove around and looked at Christmas lights. We went to the Lucy Depp lights in Powell, and then back to the Commons downtown, and it was just a really cozy Christmassy evening, and it was Popsicle's first Christmas light experience. It was so cute, and she didn't give a shit about any of it, so... And then I just finished off the night with a little YouTube sesh. So yeah, that was my week in full. One of the best in recent memory. Like, ugh, it was just so special. And one that I will cherish for like the rest of my life. So yeah, anyway, sorry for talking about the crew and soccer for the past like 15 minutes or whatever it's been. But it's freaking MLS Cup, so hopefully you guys understand. Oh, also I did this off camera, but I did replace the headers because I felt like the initial ones were just too gray. Like I needed them to be a little bit darker, a little bit blacker. So I did that. And then I also replaced the bottom washi overlay after I accidentally ripped the original one. So oops. So yeah, this is the spread in its final form, sparkling to the gods. So yeah, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Again, I apologize for this video. But yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Later days.